welcome back. The war is essentially over. Germany is celebrating, but there's new enemies that are going to be lurking. Germany is still at war. Germany and Italy are still at war with the British Empire, British Commonwealth, even though UK proper has surrendered. But down the road is going to be war with the Soviet Union. That's the top priority to get ready for. Got plenty of time. Let's see, let's look at the diplomacy where the Soviets are at. And they're 52%, USA at 48%, so there's plenty of time to prepare. Main thing is getting the units out of the UK and back to the mainland, and just probably put a couple garrison units in the ports here. That should be enough, since the fleet is going to be picking off anything that comes in, so England can be protected. Meantime, the Italian fleet can go out also and protect the coast of France here. Since the Mediterranean is an Axis lake. So, but since I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking about the European, how to redeploy, it's going to be a lot of tedious work, getting the men back ashore, getting the fleets all redone, and getting ready to guard the Atlantic against anything coming from Canada or the United States down the road. I am going to do the Japanese turn. And let's reinforce the carriers. Okay, let's upgrade the escort carrier. Long-range aircraft, why not? Upgrade the carrier while we're there, long-range aircraft. They're sitting in port, so may as well upgrade and reinforce. We got long-range aircraft now, and I thought I had 4 carriers, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's the 4th one. Upgrade it. Long-range aircraft. Gonna cost a little bit. Can we upgrade the fighters? Yes. Long range. It's raining. Can we upgrade medium bombers? Long range. Yeah, tactical bombers are not long range, so it's nice to have some realistic things in this game. Upgrade fighters, long range. So that is going to help. Medium bombers. Let's move them closer. Okay, yeah, it was a supply of 3. Yeah, it had supply of 3 over here, so I just want to move them here, and once I get mobility, I'm going to do a push. But first, eliminate Changsha. Okay, yeah, this is a better odds. We'll get him from behind. No, let's do this. Fortification defenses destroyed. Who can move? You can move. Well, I'm just doing some brutal damage here. Ow! On this clown. 0 to 3. And now let's move the garrison into Nanjing. That's why I delayed it. And another thing I want to do, yes, I can move this one. Don't want an army just wasting time when it can be attacking headquarters that are sitting ducks. Okay, there's a partisan. Yes, there's a partisan here. And I move the garrison to Peking. Let's move the headquarters over here. Now I got all the partisan occupation forces. The partisan hex is covered by garrisons. And all these important hexes covered by garrisons. I do want to keep these guys up here, just in case. I don't think the Soviets are going to be able, no, they're not going to be able to break through, but if I just had a 5 garrison, they may. So I think they're pretty safe against the Soviets. And if anybody dares to come out of Vladivostok, well, I'll have a bunch of samurai just come up here and take the city, but I think the Soviets honored the pact. There's no reason for the Soviets to attack, so they're going to have problems with the Germans. Oh, this is still a bear. I mean, this is a headquarters right in front. So I'm able to maybe create another bulge and get Chengchao eventually. Once I can push here, once the mobility gets better, I may be able to push through the center and just crush my way. Yeah, I see Chongqing. I got to get the mobility. That's going to work. Can't reinforce that. Move this one to Canton, because there's going to be war with, eventually there's going to be war, probably another year, that I like to keep a unit down here. Okay, you move this direction. And bring this one closer. Start moving some units to swing in this direction. Yeah, Changsha is going to fall. Closer the better. Yeah, this headquarters is going to support an offensive this direction, this headquarters here. So I got pretty much the headquarters spread out right. Let's see, 290. What else is there to purchase? I'm going to have to just have a feeling. I'm going to have to get some more headquarters. I'm going to have to get some more headquarters for the eventual war through Burma. And it's going to be against the Indian army. And I'm going to have to put pressure against the Indians. Gosh, I'm going to need units. No, he cannot go into Japanese ports. We're allies, aren't we? Well, let's go back. All right, that answers my question. That's right. Japan is not at war with the British Commonwealth, so They're technically not allied yet, so the Italian destroyer cannot refit. Got supply at 10, so I mean, I guess he can just get supply, but he cannot go and get repairs. Well, let's go back to yes, I do want to put pressure on India with the Japanese. I'd like to build a new army with a new headquarters, possibly a tank unit, and some air units also, but that's going to cost a lot. I know my special forces and Japanese Navy can keep anything out. You know, they'll be enough to conquer the Philippines and Singapore and all this, but once I get towards Thailand and Burma, I know the Indian army is going to come, and if I don't, I figure they're going to be assisting China. So one way I can fight them, maybe I should just leave Burma, Thailand alone and fight them over here or from Hanoi. But if I do take Thailand and Burma, there's oil and there's resources, and have a new army here. This is going to be difficult, but that's going to cost. It's going to cost to build a headquarters and about 4 infantry units, and then of course I also want to build an armored. That's just way. This is a lot. I don't think Japan has the manpower for my ambitions, because I do want to keep a lot of units here to cover the flank and to push on Chongqing. So maybe I have to start planning out. What can I purchase for Japan anymore? How many armies? 4 more armies. Okay, that's going to be the offensive. 4 armies and 2 tanks. If I get 4 armies and 1 tank and a headquarters, that's about 3 years worth of income. Yeah, really, I'm talking about building a tank army, but I can only build, well, I can build 2 light tanks and 2 tanks. But really, I think a drive, and of course I have to build more air units. Let's purchase air units. Yeah, I can have 1 more tactical bomber, 2 medium bombers and a tactical bomber, and a couple fighters maybe. Ooh, it's going to be costly having war on multiple fronts. Of course, I can't use my aircraft carriers. I mean, they got air units, and I know I'm going to get more carriers, but I can't use them for air support. I'm going to need the fleet to sink American ships and keep the U.S. Navy demoralized one way or the other. Okay, eventually I'm going to move this special force unit out so it can do its duties in the Pacific. Some brutal battles in China, but I want the research. Almost there, almost there. Mobility, command and control. Command and control controls how many units a headquarter can command and range, so that is good to have. And eventually I can build some tanks too. But I do want to put pressure from Japan against India, because I also want to put pressure via the Africa Corps. The German Africa Corps is going to come through here, and it's going to attack India also. So I want to catch India in a nutcracker and link up with the Japanese. The Italian units can go up here, mop up, take Tehran eventually, and then threaten the Caucasus. I think I'm going to have plenty of German units to push through Russia, that I don't really need German units coming up from the Caucasus. They'll be attacking here, so I'm going to use Rommel, the Africa Corps, and possibly some extra German units under his command, maybe an extra Panzer unit, and maybe I'll build a mechanized unit. So first things, okay, these battle cruiser. Let's get some repairs done. Let's upgrade the U-boat. This is, I can use Scapa Flow now. Isn't that hilarious? That's a German base. Well, let's move the entire fleet out to the Atlantic. Now, I know there's going to be some Soviet ships I'm going to have to. Okay. We will. Of course, I can use air units too. You know what I'm going to build? I'm going to build my maritime bombers because they will be effective against the Soviets in the Baltic, and then after I get done with that fleet, I can transfer them to England where they can kind of watch out for anything coming from Canada. So I do want to purchase some maritime bombers. Flieger Q10. I want to purchase another headquarters now that I'm rich. Okay, maritime bombers. Germany has some headquarters. Von Manstein, absolutely. Okay, that's good investment. Just upgrade as best as we can. Anti-air mobility. Got the money now. Upgrade all these units here. Upgrade army. Give them the infantry weapons, mobility, all that. But before we continue here, I do want to make I can transport 4 guys. I got to keep these 4 hexes covered. I think I'm going to send 1, 2, 3 units to cover the British coast here. If anybody lands, it's going to be right around here. They're going to sneak through here or possibly up here. And I'm going to have ships all over that and maritime bombers. I think I can detect with maritime bombers and anything trying to invade from America. All right, let's move these units over here so they can transport. I don't even have to drop on Belfast. Isn't that great? And let's write this out. Let's see, research. Oh, advanced subs. Oh, there's one. Do I have to go to Bremen? Upgrade? No. I must have moved them. I'm going to keep 1 destroyer in the Baltic. Reinforce the Bismarck. going to keep one destroyer in the Baltic. The maritime bombers will be fine. And I'm going to have more reinforcements coming. Another destroyer and a battleship, so that can sink. Yeah, battleship. Yeah, that's good. Battleship, destroyer, maritime bombers, maybe one sub, but everything else goes out in the Atlantic. Okay, that's good. Just keep him here. They're all upgraded. Why not reinforce them while we're at it? Let's see what's out there. Oh, a Canadian! Oh, yeah. Ooh. A Canuck. That's a destroyer I don't want. Ah, scheiße. At the Bismarck. I could have used the Bismarck, I think, but no, this one doesn't have range. I don't want to use submarines. Ah. All right, let's bring. Okay, don't I have any? No, I'm just reaching out to the coast. Across the channel. No, I want to repair them. Leave the destroyer here. I didn't accidentally leave anything else. Okay, they're going to get ready to leave. This one's going over here. They're going back to the mainland next turn. You're going back to the mainland. And who can I ship today? Portsmouth? Shipping. London. Yes, I can transport him. Paratrooper. Alright, leave him there. They're going to get ready for next turn. Let's bring this Panzer up here. Okay, now all three of them can transport, but I can only be able to transport 4 a turn. So they're going back. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This can move to England. This can move to England. And this one in Bordeaux can move to England too. And the rest of our partisan hexes are covered, so 1, 2, and 3. That should be fine. Any amphibious invasion, I'm not afraid of that. I'm going to have plenty of ships to look out for nasty little guys coming in. Now I can start. Keep a guy in Rome just for fun. Just reinforce the Luftwaffe. This is just a lot what it would say, administrative stuff or whatever. Okay, Italian fleet. As far as the Indian Ocean and all that, that can be left to eventually for the Japanese, but I think it's more important to bring the Italian fleet out to the Atlantic to cover. There's going to be a massive wall here covering for any attack against France or England that's coming from the United States. And without me committing units, since there's no partisans active, just a couple corps will be enough. No one's going to come through here. And definitely not the Mediterranean, so Gibraltar's covered, so I can send these Italian units off to invade Greece. I don't know. Who cares about Greece? Let's get the submarine refit. Look at that, the entire Italian fleet. Did I even lose a ship? You know what? Let's look at the losses. It's December 20th, 1940. Let's look at the reports here. All right, the Soviets are building up a big army. Okay, the Commonwealth only have 19. They have very little air, and they only have like 6 ships. So, got them outnumbered in that department. Naval and air superiority. Even Japan's got a lot of units. Of course, China has a lot too. Now, I expect the Soviets to outnumber me, but I'm going to have better units. So when the war begins, then gradually mine will stay up and the Soviets will go down. As their economy decreases, when I capture Soviet territory, the grind, it will be them. But let's look at the losses, total, detailed losses. Britain and her Commonwealth lost 31, 3 carriers, 4 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, 1 battle cruiser, and all the other units just disappeared. I didn't get a chance to destroy the Hood, but I mean they still got their little common Empire and Commonwealth units. I lost 1 garrison, and that's one of the. I think that's somewhere down there in Africa. Italy 0. I didn't lose anything. China lost 17. Japan 0 losses. So no units have been lost really in combat. I mean, this is unscathed army. Just have to refit it. This is going very, very well. Oh, 17. Now when this war starts here, this is going to go. Usually before I knock out the Soviet Union, it's like 250. Like 280, sometimes 300 units that get destroyed. I mean, it's incredible. I don't know how many men an army or corps is, but you multiply that by 300, it's got to be in the millions. And China, wow, 17 times, maybe there's like 40,000 men in the unit. I don't know. It's like, that's a lot. We're talking casualties in the millions. All right, this is kind of an uneventful turn, more like boring, because I'm just restructuring. I don't know about Yugoslavia. If they're going to automatically join me, or in the one game I played before testing it, it didn't. But it should. I want the Yugoslav units. Okay, let's upgrade this one because I want everything to have mobility as best as possible. Keep on reinforcing and upgrading. These Romanians are upgraded. Upgrade core. Oh, I'm down to 18. See, so easy to spend the money. Oh. Let's start moving up here. Hungarians are going to be guarding here, Romanians are going to be here, and then I'm going to have some extra German units. But when I start moving all the Army of England out, oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of good units on the Russian front. And plus I'm going to build some more. You know, every turn I'm probably going to build a unit. So there'll be plenty out there. And then just start moving everything. Italy has 290. Research. No. Infantry weapons for Italy. Insufficient funds. Oh gosh. Well, I guess they're going to have to capture Cairo to get some money. Yeah, I do want them to have infantry weapons. Let's just move. This one resisted fiercely. There is going to be a parade in Cairo. And let's not forget Mogadishu, Gondor, everything. Okay, 18,108, 290. I said I'm going to save money for Japan for headquarters and an army. I think this is... I don't want to move this headquarters yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is these Italians are moving that away. Well, yes, they are. I'm going to send another army like this guy, D1, 2, 3. And his headquarters, along with this guy, they're going to invade Khartoum, link up with these guys, and then just take all of Africa. Italy can have the money, and the original Italian army, the 3 infantry and the armor with the headquarters, is going to keep on marching towards Jordan. And maybe I should operate an air unit every time if I have air units, you know, Syria is going to probably join, and that's a good railroad link, and then possibly get Turkey to join and use Turkish units against the Soviets later. But see, all that money that I made, it's gone. It's like one big shopping spree. And yeah, let's get the units back to Europe. The Panzers, 1, 2, 3. Am I going to have any more Panzers coming? No, not yet, but we will, maybe next turn, we'll construct one because the income is pretty good. No, I'd rather have the capital ships if he gets away. It's only one little destroyer. He's got to go to port. I want them fully reinforced, upgraded as possible, and then they can do their duty in the Atlantic. Even these British ports here are mine, so there is no place for the Canadian to base. Just in case he tries to slip through here, I got him. Okay, they're going to sail back home. Well, I can only move 4 units, so that's 160 plus build some units. That's going to be interesting. What strategy? This is far better than expectation. I even have Gibraltar. Okay, end of turn. think I'll do a screen. Canuck here. Oh, I wish I could invade Canada. I mean, I probably could take Iceland, but would that attract a massive? It isn't far. Yeah, it still would take a while to get up there. Nah, that's not worth it. Iceland is not worth it. Units can be used for the far greater good. And another thing you got to do when you start invading Russia is you got to have a bunch of garrison units. They're going to be guarding the partisan hexes. And there's a lot of them, so Italy and Germany is going to have to be cranking out garrisons. I guess we can use all these in the Mediterranean. Yeah, since I don't need to guard anything anymore. And all this is mine. Okay, enough said. Let's go. Next turn.